Okay, so this is me explaining the myth of Cybele and Attis. Okay, so basically, Cybele was born from a great rock in Phrygia, the very one that Deucalion and Pyrrha used to create human beings after this great flood. Well, Zeus, he sees Cybele asleep on this rock, right? And he's like, I want to bang that. So he's trying to, and she's resisting, and then he ends up nutting on the rock that she's sleeping on, and that rock becomes pregnant. Well, this rock bears a son named Agdestus. Well, Agdestus is this crazy beast, super strong, super buff, super swole, and he's not scared of nobody, not even Zeus. Well, Dionysus, he gets a little bit crafty. He decides to put wine in the fountain that Agdestus drinks from when he gets tired. And then Dionysus makes a noose of braided hair, slips it over Agdestus's feet, and at the same time making a vine to grow over the monster's genitals. So when Agdestus sobers up and gets up, his legs end up pulling his genitals away from his body. Well, that blood, it goes all over the earth and it makes a little pomegranate tree. Well, this lady named Nana, who's the daughter of Sangarius, who was a river god or a king, she was like, wow, this is a nice ass tree. So she gets a pomegranate and she puts the fruit under her dress. And then she becomes pregnant because seed, you know what I'm saying? And so her father was like, ew, that's fucking nasty. You have like an infection or something. Just kidding. And locks her up to die of starvation. However, Cybele, the great mother goddess that we were talking about at the very beginning, she's like, okay, I'm gonna keep you alive with some fruit and grain. Well, then Nana gives birth to a boy named Attis. Well, the great mother was like simping for Attis because he's real fucking cute. And then Agdestus, the monster from the beginning, becomes that little boy's guide in hunting. Well, King Midas arranged for Attis to marry his daughter. And this is the same Midas from the story of Midas and the Golden Touch. And to keep ill wishers away from the ceremony, he walls off the town, and Agdestus is pissed. He's like, that's my boy. That's my man's. And so he decides to transfer his affections to a woman, which bewitched all the wedding guests and drove them mad. And then they're all screaming, worship Attis, you Phrygians. And then this guy named Gallus even grows so crazy that he slices off his genitals. The daughter of a mistress cuts off her own boobies. And Attis seized Agdestus's flute that he was using to control people and drive them mad. He was like, take this, Agdestus. And he was like, this is what you wanted. This is why you drove us all crazy. And Attis, the golden boy, rips off his fucking nuts and dick. And then blood is just pouring out. And then so the great mother, Cybele, she takes his genitals, you know, his little peen and his little nuts, and she cleans them off. And then she buries them under a pine tree. And from this blood grows violets that wreathe the tree. And then the maiden, who was supposed to be the bride, covered the dead boy's breath with soft wool, and weeping, killed herself above his body, and she died, and her blood was turned to violets too. And then Cybele buried them both in a common grave because, you know, they're lovers. And then Cybele is just sad, and he joined her laments to those of Agdestus, who pleaded with Zeus to let Attis return to life. However, Zeus granted only that Attis's body should not decay, that his hair should continue to grow, and that his little finger should stay alive and in constant motion. So all those pleas were in vain. And that is the story of Cybele, Attis, and the degenitalized, castrated monster of Agdestus. Thank you for watching.